Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If you guys are one of the original viewers of my channel, you know that I absolutely love this brand. This in particular is the 2025 Riverstone 42FSKG. This is one of my all-time favorite floor plans. If you guys have been watching for a while, you know I am a sucker for a good front kitchen, and this is just that. It's amazing front kitchen. I think the decor on this looks absolutely fantastic. However, this one is going to be a little bit unique in that it doubles as a toy hauler. And the rear toy hauler section has a day mode and a sleep mode. And what I mean by that is it actually raises the bed in the back up and down so you can fit a golf cart in while you travel, but then just have storage when you're not. So that way you can have a fully functional kind of home on wheels. Pretty darn neat. I like how they switched over the front cap here in 2025. We'll get back to that here on the exterior portion. I'm going to start on the inside, then work my way around the outside. But first, I want to show you the rear toy hauler section when it's in kind of the day mode. You know, when you're already at the campground, you're just chilling. So first off, this is a heavy, heavy fifth wheel. Dry weight, 18,630 pounds with an overall GVWR of 24,000. So this thing can hold an astounding just shy of 5,300 pounds. So this is definitely not going to be something that's going to be suitable for your 2,500s or, you know, probably even your 3,500s. You're definitely going to want, you know, like a dually or something like that for this. And typically I start right on the interior, but I thought it was pretty important to show you the garage in this mode and then the garage in the other mode. So we'll kind of switch it up. And first off, the 0G ramp door in itself is pretty darn pinkies up, you know, highfalutin. Because you'll notice right here, sorry, I'm seeming to get the hiccups. Jeez, oh Pete. So right here, I do have the hiccups, oh my gosh. So right here you can see it's almost floating back up on its own because this is meant to be something that is going to be very lightweight and easy when you're traveling. So someone that's got maybe some shoulder issues or not as strong as they once were, this is going to be something very suitable for you. So this is going to be in the mode where the bedroom bed is going to be down, and you're going to see the head height on this. I'm 6 feet tall. You're about 6 feet right here. Probably, what would you say? Probably like 4.5 feet to right here. So a lot of good day space. Right here is going to be where you flip the bed going up, which I'll show you as we come back. But this can be raised to fit in a fully serviceable golf cart, which is pretty darn nice. You're also going to get 4 tie downs, and you see the diamond plate and pretty traditional toy hauler flooring right there, that kind of rough, tough, beat me up material. And again, that moor ride is pretty darn nice to have. But there's really no skimping in the Riverstone. Industry's thickest sidewalls at 3 inches, so that's going to be up there, you know, with like your DRV, your Lux, you know, things of that nature. I mean, look at that thing. It's got some beef to it. You also have a high-end luxury finish for the vinyl flooring. Now, the nice thing about Riverstone too is if you're not someone that likes the honey brown decor, like I personally really like it. I like the honey brown decor with the white, you know, cabinets and the white, what do you call that? The valances. But some people aren't. So you can get this in a number of different ways, in which I'm going to put a link for Funtown's pricing. That's where I'm at today at the PDI facility here in Elkhart, Indiana, where they go through and check these units. This unit will actually get a full-on inspection prior to heading down to, you know, one of their 30 locations, wherever this is heading down to. But I'll also put a link for Riverstone, so that way you can see all the options. You got 26s coming out. Maybe you want to do a custom order. Like this one doesn't have the full body paint, but you can get it with the full body paint. You can also get it with this really dark, kind of brown, rich cabinetry, which I think some people will find that appealing. For me, this is it. This is my favorite decor. Waterfall finish here for the, I don't know if you call this an island, but you got a couple power towers and then your oven is built in. I also like for 25 how they switched into that backlight. I think that's really nice. There's like marbling swirls. You got the solid surface countertops. Babe, if you're watching, I love you. You're also going to see you have dual opposing slides up here, which I just think is super, super neat. Obviously, there's going to be a grate that goes on top of this just for, you know, basic cooking. You're not going to put it right on the burner, but I don't have that part set up. Just kind of getting in and out, you know, dipping around. Got tomorrow, I'm heading up to Gulfstream to do a couple motorhomes. So I decided to stop up here and just do, you know, a couple extra units because I haven't done this one yet. And Riverstone is just one of those brands that everyone wants to see. But one of the industry's largest ovens, this is going to be the Contour, if you're sounding a little bit, more interesting. But you got enough room for a turkey in that bad boy. You're also going to get things like the pull-out drawers, which I think is really nice. These are all going to be dovetail, and it's a real wood. And they can hold, I believe, about 90 pounds, too, which is going to be really nice. Both of these power towers, too, by the way, they have outlets, USB Universal C, but then you can also get them, up and out of the way, so that way you don't have to see them if you don't want to. The countertops, too, if you chip it, these, if you happen to chip, like you got a, ape of a grandson or something that's coming in clanging and banging like Bam Bam from Flintstones and chips through, this design actually goes all the way through, which is nice. It's not just an exterior stain. You're also going to get things like, this up here with the old Steamer Stink Sucker 3000 right there to help suck out some of the steamer stink from whatever you're cooking. Interior head height on this is also going to be sitting probably around 6'4", 6'5", would be my best guess. And then you can see one of your slides over here, and this one's going to be predominantly more towards, doing the dishes, getting some of the work done. You got a dishwasher right over here, Fisher and Peckle. I mean, look at that. Who likes to do dishes? I know I sure don't, but usually when I'm doing some camping, I got paper plates and all that. I'm not too much of a fancy guy, but I understand that some of you have it a little bit better than I do. Pretty cool. You're also going to see there should be, maybe not. I think there's disconnects. Well, there's a manifold system there underneath, which I'll show you on the exterior portion. Dual stainless steel undermounted bowl with the high-rise faucet, hitting those dishes from all angles. And then you're also going to get the nightshade and the half Dracula shade. So half Drac and full Dracula. The cool thing about the window, too, is I don't know if this one has the dual pane option on it or not, but they do have a safety glass. So, like, imagine like a big rock or something hits it, and it'll spider as opposed to just explode through, kind of like what a windshield would be on a car, which I think is really nice. Nice little added safety feature there for you. Flip it around, and this is going to be kind of like your Keurig, margarita, bourbon bar, snack area. You got plugins on either side, countertops on either side, but you also get accent lighting below and above. And I think having the refrigerator right there in the middle is a little bit more kind of residential feeling. You got two drawers for the freezer, and this top one is going to be, for an ice maker. You can option in either a residential refrigerator, or you can go with a 12 volt. So whichever way that you're doing traveling, you can kind of order it and pick and choose how you would like. But again, you got 26s coming around the corner, so things could change. This one, is heading down to, I think it's heading down to Cleburne, Texas, but who knows? It might be staying right here in Elkhart. I think I'm actually going to their Elkhart location here probably tomorrow after Gulfstream. I'm really trying to get 30 units knocked out so I get 30 days worth of content. I am going to Alaska for about 7 to 8 days, and I'm extremely excited, but I also don't want to come back super stressed and scrambling. So I'm trying to knock out 30 days, a full month's worth of content crammed into about 3 to 3.5 days. So wish me luck on that. And I'm sure I'll be posting some pictures and maybe even a couple of videos of the adventures out there. We're going to Seward and to Palmer the 14th through the 21st. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. We're flying into Anchorage. We got an extra day there as well. So I'd love to hear from people that maybe have a little bit of experience traveling the world a little bit. Get your smart, it's a smart microwave. You can connect your phone to it. I've never done it before, but that's kind of cool. I don't know if you can use it to like click and choose, or I don't even know what a smart microwave is. I have no clue. Not that fancy, I guess, but it's also convection microwave. You can grill, steam clean. Oh, apparently it's touchscreen. You don't even have to like, look at that. Just hovering it on there. That is a nice microwave. Plus, it's the perfect place to show off the old bowling gun, baby. All right, so I think, well, here, I didn't show off the garbage can right there. Man, I just think that white looks really nice. Do you guys prefer the white, or would you prefer like more of a darker brown? You also have another window over here, and I like the black glass insert. And then the same thing over here as well. Another thing that Riverstone does that I think is really nice is you're going to notice no exposed AC. So you have the returns right here. And then, of course, you have your track system going through. But it has three 15K ACs, but you're never going to see them because they hide them, and they are on the Whisper Quiet system. You also don't have really a dedicated dinette, but you do have a little kind of overlook perch right here where you can sit down with honey buns, enjoy a meal, maybe catch a movie while the grandkids are laying down on the couch, you know, something like that. I think that would be really nice. Plus, I mean, look how freaking fancy this thing looks. You even have the fancy outlets over here with the USBs and universal Cs as well. So as we're heading down the stairs, I'm first going to flip around. But I mean, look at that. You can also option in another couch too. So if you don't need the desk, you can special order it that way. But they do take a little while. Usually about 3 months, especially if you're getting the paint, sometimes up to 4. The curing process takes about 4 to 6 weeks or so. This is going to be your touchscreen for like all of your lighting and you know, all of your slides. The nice thing about this is you don't even really have to you know, read all that well. You can kind of look at it and kind of tell what you're doing. I mean, everyone can read bedroom. I don't know why I brought, you know, kind of reading into that, but it is what it is. People hire me because I'm friendly, you know what I'm saying? Right there, you can hang on me. All right, moving around. You got 2 steps heading up into the kitchen, but you're going to see your fuse box down here on the floor, as well as an extra little pull-out, you know, little storage area. I'd probably personally put some tools in there. Right here, you're going to have your power recliners, and I can kind of show you. It was recommended in my last Riverstone video that I actually sit down in the recliners and inside the couch. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. But so, first off, what do you guys think about the shirt too? I went to Salem Wildwood this morning. It's going to be a long day. So I went to Salem Wildwood this morning, started around 8 o'clock, and then I will be here in their PDI facility after hours until probably about midnight. Gulfstream. I mean, what do you guys think? You also got a cup holder right there, enough room for your wife's crystals and books, and then a cup holder here, cup holder there. You also got 2 USBs over here. But then, you know, I'll be here till midnight, Gulfstream at 8, and then probably back at it. You know, like I said, really trying to grind out for that vacation. You know, kind of suffer now, so that way you can kind of get ahead later. Pull out sofa right here. And then let's flip this over. So a pull out sofa, and the nice thing about this is it's going to make about a full-size bed. You see you have really good window coverage, but I mean, I'm 6 foot, and that's about, you know, where I can lay down to, but it's a good little eye shot there at the TV. Not the most comfortable to sit like this, but, you know, the grandkids, heck, they're not going to care. Most likely they're savages anyway. For anything like our kids, I swear those guys could, you know, they think, you know, like Hot Pockets and Doritos with cheese on them are a darn delicacy. Got yourself more windows. You got yourself some manual controls too, so you don't have to do it just from the control panel itself. Again, that does pull out. And then you're going to have 3 windows over here. And the nice thing about the windows is each and every one does open up for a good breeze, but that also, you know, I don't know where I was going with that. It just opens up for a good breeze. I like how it's got the day and night shades. You got soft close all over, by the way, even the cabinets up front. Now flip it around. We're going to ignore this for now. But you have your desk. Again, you can option in a second sofa if you would like. I love, love, love the wood top to this. And then 6 pull-out drawers with the bottom 2 are going to be about this size as well. And I think that just said it's got the 4-camera safety system. Let's see. Yeah, it's got the 4-camera safety system. So I'll show you that here on the exterior, but that's going to be the Furrion 7-inch, so a little bit bigger than, you know, the Furrion S-Vision, which I believe is a 4.5-inch screen that people usually just put on the back of fifth wheels. But again, Riverstone is going to be Forest River's top-of-the-line unit, so you're going to get some top-of-the-line features, baby. Flush mount floor, so it's going to line up really nice and even with that, and I think, again, they did a good job of just lining up the colors there, too, as well. All right, so now moving on over here into the kind of entertainment section, you're going to have your theater seating directly across from your TV, and that's got to be about a 50-inch. If you're someone that likes a good little breeze, you also have a residential, you know, fan right there too, which I think is pretty nice. And I like the fact that they switch the tones from black to white, you know, back to black with a little bit of brown going into that. Everything just seems kind of, it's kind of rich feeling, you know, it's kind of pinkies up. The fireplace right here will put out about 5,100 BTUs of heat. So in an RV this size, it'll probably heat going up into maybe the bathroom and possibly up into the kitchen as well. It really depends on what your airflow is like. Like if you're, you know, turning the fan on, that'll help you out. Save you some money down at the campground. But 3 different coloring modes. You have this white one, which is my favorite. You're also going to get a blue and an orange as well. And that goes up to 100 degrees. And I am not kidding when it says 100 degrees. I have messed around and left those things on while I'm recording on a day that's like 50 degrees, it'll smoke you out of this thing. It is, I think it's excessive, but when it's 30 degrees out and you want to save a little bit of money, I mean, heck, why not? The Samsung TV right here, so it's going to be a smart TV. You also got kind of the fancy pants looking background, and this is going to be on a swivel there too as well. Same sort of floating step right there for the bottom and another pull-out drawer. You're also going to have a grab handle. And the nice thing about this one is it's going to be tied into the frame. So aluminum frame construction with a 17-inch, at one point, 17-inch steel frame, and I believe the other points are going to be 14. So around the axle, it'll be 17 inches. Porcelain foot flush throne. You're also going to see a one-piece fiberglass shell here for the shower with the Tri-Glide glass series. You're also going to get one heck of a fancy pants. I mean, look at that. One heck of a fancy pants shower system here. I mean, heck. What you got going on right here? Is that a shower miser? I think that might be a shower miser. So if you're not familiar with the shower miser, and again, I'm not really sure. It's got to be. Where else would it do? Yeah, I think it just shuts it off from pouring out. So basically the hot water, or the water will just circulate inside the tank and then spit out, once it's good to go. It's got to be. I'm going to put that down in the description because I'm not quite positive and I don't want to get caught lying to you on, really anything. So right here, you got about 6'5". Again, the Tri-Glide glass series, you got room to, put your soaps. Got a place to hike up your legs. Maybe you're cleaning off your sandals or doing your thing there. But I am 6 foot, 300 pounds, so I'm not exactly a small guy. So you definitely have room for two here in the 42FSKG, baby. Right here, you got a backlit mirror, perfect place to show off the old bowling gun. And then you're also going to have your Max Air Fan and then your Truma AquaGo. So you don't really need a shower miser if you got the Truma AquaGo because that thing's going to put out heat, hot water, pretty darn fast. Seamless right there for the sink as well. Got yourself a little spider in there that comes free with the camper. Again, porcelain throne, places for all of your, little knickknacks and paddywhacks. Right there's that super fan. All right, so now here into the bedroom. This is where things are pretty cool. So this bed in travel mode will actually lift up and it'll go all the way up to the top of that cabinet. So it's going to give you about an extra 3 feet in the garage, which we will see here pretty soon. But the bedroom in itself, even though there's not storage underneath because it's all toy hauler, has a ton of storage. It looks nice. You're going to have washer and dryer. And since you have a little slide out over here, you're going to get a lot more storage there too as well. So you got the Sansui TV, my favorite brand to say, the old Sansui. Storage there up underneath. 2 more pull-out drawers like this, and then 2 really nice sized drawers right here. There's also going to be, as far as like pull-outs are concerned, there'll be 4 just like this. I want to show you that washer and dryer. So that's going to come standard in this bad boy. I guess I shouldn't say that anymore. I haven't sold a Riverstone in quite some time, but I believe it comes standard. Hang on me. You got those little octopus guys again. 2 little places where you can have, hanging items. Then you have your Dyson vac as well. Then remember, 4 pull-out drawers. Looks like a queen bed. Looks like a queen bed. You're doing the fat guy scoot through here. And then you got 2 more down there on the bottom. What do you guys think about that headboard, though? I think that looks pretty darn nice. Oh, that's cool. Individual light switch right there. That's pretty nice. And then you have another window. This is also going to be an emergency exit, so pull, push, and plop. You can get out in a hurry. Right there, again, remember the returns. And then I'm 6 foot. You're looking at about 6'4" up here into the bedroom as well. But all right, guys, I mean, what do you guys think? Again, it's the 2025 Riverstone 42FSKG. And once more, this is the highest line of RV for the Forest River lineup. Now, this doesn't have every crazy option available to it, but it does have a lot of good ones. And then if you want to spend, I mean, you can spend up to like 70 grand more if you want to deck out like their solar system. They got this crazy solar system that I don't know who all would really be getting it. But all right, one more time. Again, it's the 2025 Riverstone 42FSKG. And today I'm down at Funtown RV's PDI facility. So I'll put a link to the dealership that this is going to be heading down to, so that way you can check out this particular unit and maybe any other Riverstones that they have in stock. But new for 2025 is going to be this front cap. It's got a really nice kind of automotive finish to it. I imagine at night this thing is shining up like justice. It looks probably pretty darn cool actually when you're down at the campground, just lighten that up to where I would probably leave it like that. But a molded fiberglass front cap here. You also have another LED bar right here along with the Kurt Rotoflex. So not the craziest pin box that you can have in the world, but it is an upgraded one. It's not the stiff head. It's actually got the pivoting point. So it helps absorb some of that chucking and bucking when you're driving down the road. 6-point hydraulic auto leveling along with a place where you can put a generator. Generator there for you right there. So it's going to be kind of pre-wired for that there for you. Stock number 213470. 2 propane bottles over here on this side. And then you got that pass-through storage. And on the other side, we'll have the, kind of see it right there, but I'll show it to you, the water manifold system. If you're not familiar, that alone is probably worth checking out, because I think you guys are going to really like that. The step above, and it's one of the easy ones, so you can lift it up just with like a foot, which is pretty darn neat. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. It's kind of like the door, kind of that zero gravity feel. And then you also get the safe T-rail that comes down and expands down, so that way things are a little bit more comfortable for you. Right next to the bird turd there, right there, you are going to have one of your 4 cameras, which is nice. So one here, one there, one off the back, and then one on the other side. Frameless windows, heated and enclosed underbelly with the 12-volt pads, so that way you can go camping a little bit earlier, a little bit later. Tri-axle with the Road Armor suspension. So an upgraded suspension because you need it. It's also got the Cooper 17.5-inch H-rated tires, so a much bigger and beefier tire there too as well. I mean, look at that. Come on. Awesome pass-through storage here. And then you can see, you got the dual awnings there for you. And again, the frameless window is just a really nice, kind of look. Let's see here. I believe this would be a TV from the last time I was in it. Yeah, you got an exterior TV right there. So, you can watch a movie down at the campground, which is pretty darn snazzy. And this should be just a little bit of storage. I even like how that's got the toy hauler bottom there too as well. But all right, now, let's go ahead. Actually, I'm going to go to the other side here. So you're going to notice you got the 4 lights here. And then I'm just going to hold this button. So unfortunately, I couldn't actually get this to go up today, so I don't know if they're still in the process of working on it, but that will definitely be noted on there for sure. But I'll see if I can pull up a previous build and kind of show you that. But basically, it'll just rise up there an extra 3 feet. Now right up here, you're going to have the rear observation camera, so you can see what's going on behind you with some distance markers. You have a ladder to get on top of your fully walkable roof. And then you also have the slight bend in this, which when I was first selling, I actually thought the ladder was bent, but it just turned out to have a little bit of extra of a leverage point, so that way you can more easily hop your foot up. And you can see here, it's actually pulling the door back up, which is pretty darn neat. So just with like a little simple flick, it kind of pulls it back up, which is awesome. So right here, you're going to have your power cord reel, so that way you don't have to lug the cord back in yourself. That is locked. And then more storage here. Saw the automatic light kick on. And then you're back on over here to more storage. You also have a little docking station here. So you got your water filter. And then you have your hot and cold water in the form of an outside shower, your different bypass valves. And then you're also going to get, I believe, your black tank flush there too as well, which is going to be like a sprinkler system there for your poop tank. Underneath, right over here, you're going to see you have your dump valves. This is going to be your auto leveling control, and I believe this is access to your hydraulics. All right, so you got one of your brake actuator right there, your low point drain, and then this is where your battery disconnect is. So this is going to be the manifold system. Hopefully you guys can see it in here. But what you got is basically each area has got its own like little section. So master bath hot water. So if you spring a leak, you can actually just turn, see that little tool right there? you just turn it and shut off that individual portion from one area. So that way a hiccup doesn't turn into a headache. So it doesn't have to ruin your trip. You just shut it down and then, you know, take care of it once you get back home. And then you have a battery tray where you can put up to 4 batteries there. But all right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. Hope you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Definitely drop a comment. It goes a long way to helping me out. But again, this is the 2025 Riverstone 42FSKG. My name is Hunter. Have a great day. See you.